Ahmet won a significant grant from the Toronto Arts Council's Council over the story The Red Eyes, which you were about to hear. As a writer in exile, he has been working on short stories, some of which will be part of his future novel. So I'd like to ask you to welcome Ahmet.
First of all, I would like to thank Hannah personally and Anali for encouraging me to be here. Normally I stop writing and reading, for many reasons. But this event just encouraged me to, follow my path. So the name of my story is Red Eyes, a scene in which a dissident journalist who has fled the persecution of Turkish Prime Minister Murat Akay crosses the border into Canada with his family. On the morning of so-called coup attempt, the anti-terror police raided my home, pointed their rifles at my head, and arrested me. They dragged my body down the stairs of the building like a burdensome garbage bag. Indeed, their dragging me to the lowest floor of my building was a depiction of the fall of my life from that of a solid and recognized TV journalist to that of suddenly being seen as a terrorist one night. I became very quickly a fugitive, escaping from one country to the next, with 2 little kids and a wife. After a torturous interrogation, the police put me in a custody room which was already filled with 22 other people. We could not sit down as there was no space to sit. Everybody had to stand up. We were all beaten by the police. And the custody room smelled like a filthy public toilet you have ever seen in your life. We were not allowed to use the modern washrooms, which I had covered in my early stories. Hey you, famous bastard, hey journal. He was addressing me. We have a special order for you. For the last 3 years, you have broadcast fake news against our whole state. You lowered the holiness of our state in the eyes of the public. You said our president, who visited Mecca several times, who performs Salah 5 times a day, who helps the poor people of the Muslim world, you said he's a thief and corrupt. 2 years later, in a taxi, I woke up from this nightmare. I felt the taxi veer into a deep rut in the road, and the movement interrupted my sleep. After an exhausting 6-hour Uber ride from New York City, we arrived at the Canadian border. It was 6 a.m. The driver turned off the engine of the car, turned to me and repeated all the advice he had given us along the way. Even this early hour, not only I, but my wife Nur and our daughters Inci Bahar and İpek Pınar were listening to the driver's suggestions as if we were university students and he was a professor. He explained how to get out of the car, how to take the luggage, and most importantly, how to convince the border agent to let us cross from America into Canada. Brother, when you start walking towards the border, he will yell at you, warning that you are committing a crime, the driver said. He will say, illegal crossing is a violation of law, you must stop, but don't. Don't stop, keep walking. At the very first confrontation, show your confidence. You are a journalist. They have to let you in. First, speak like a journalist. But do not rush to cross the border. He will try to stop you and somehow change your mind. This is his job, man. That is why they pay him. The driver continued. Respond to his reaction with your confidence. Once you do so, he will start threatening you, saying that he will arrest you and your family if you cross the border. In that case, play your second card. Act like an actor. Seem desperate. Tell him that you have nowhere to go, but only Canada. Okay? Do not change your mind and never touch him. This is so important. Don't engage. Never ever. Remember, he is allowed to shoot you. Be wise. Try to sort it out in a friendly way. Believe me, it will take at most 5 minutes. Then he will say to you, welcome to Canada. The driver smiled like I do now. Do not worry, he continued. This is what I do at least 10 times a week. Never turn back, no stepping back. Got it? You feel okay now? I was quiet as the morning, planning to use my last energy to convince the agent who was already observing us from the other side of the little bridge, which reminded me of the Sirat bridge depicted in the Quran. While the driver was ending his quick lecture, I gazed at his lips surrounded by his unevenly shaved beard. His beard was messed up by the roasted sesame seeds of the bun he had probably gnawed on during his breakfast in the morning. My sleepless eyes felt punished by his morning diet. Yet I did not have time to mull over such terrible things, because it was time to take action to save my family's life. We had to open the doors of the car, step out, and find our footing in a life of freedom as quickly and safely possible. My wife and I looked into each other's eyes. She was asking me through her eyes, "Do you really believe that we can do this?" I said, "Yes, we can." Once we pushed open the door, a merciless cold invaded the car. In less than a minute, the climate changed from summer to winter in the tiny space within the car. My nose was amazed by the scent of the icy air, which seemed to be blowing straight from the North Pole. It smelled like room perfume without any odor in it. After a long time in Cape Town's warm climate, it was bracing to smell the cold air. I quickly woke up to the reality and seriousness of the situation we were in. I straightened my back, bent by the L shape of the passenger seat, and made a full turn around myself like a turtle looking for a safe nest for her eggs. The completion of my turn served as a call to action for my wife and our twin daughters to get out of the car. I was surprised to see that they were bolder than me. Everything happened so quickly, thanks to their agility. They shouldered more bags than I did. Our daughters believed that we were in a funny game. We told them that if we cross the line, we will be the winner of a big game. They were immediately inspired to play and win. Despite the red dawn, their faces were gleaming like white angels. We looked at each other to check if we all were ready. And then dangerous walk began. 10 meters to the border. My heart was trying to escape my chest. A sudden taste of blood flooded into my mouth, a sign of fear, I guess. 7 meters to the border. I felt a touch of hope that was darkly shaded by fear. 5 meters to the border. I do not know why, but I never turned back to check if my family was keeping up and walking behind me. I was extremely and weirdly sure that they will not give up following my lead. As we were getting closer to the border, the cold weather was getting darker and more ominous. 3 meters to the border. Stop! The border agent yelled, decisively keeping his right hand on his black gun. First warning. We ignored him and kept walking. The cold air acted like a narcotic, numbing our senses. We proceeded like walking corpses. 2 meters to the border. Sir, please stop. The weight of the bags full of clothes and shoes became unbearable for me. I felt as if I was carrying the whole world on my exhausted shoulders. 1 meter to the border. Sir, stop. I arrest you, ma'am. I warn you. Stop there. Do not take another step. We pretended to be deaf and blind. The officer's hand covered his gun much tighter than before. Having realized that we are not obeying his warnings, he got angry. His eyes looked red with rage. All I could see were 2 shining red eyes at the bottom of a dark well. 15 centimeters to the border. And finally, I was face to face with the agent. The red eyes. The darkest time and the tightest spot of my life. Sir, stop. You are committing a crime. Go back, otherwise I will arrest you. Now, go back. A deep silence. 2 red eyes against 4 brown and 4 black ones. All of nature, trees, leaves, squirrels, birds, the soil, and even the cold, all immobilized, waiting to hear my answer. Please arrest me. If you don't, the dictator of my country will do so. I'm a journalist. I have nowhere to go. Please arrest me. If you don't, the dictator will arrest me. I'm a journalist. The red eyes closed, leading to a solid and utmost darkness again, even darker than black. Not only the colors, but also the smell of the cold abandoned us. Our destiny was in the agent's hands. Infinite darkness or eternal light. He was the only decider. The sun was dead. The entire world was buried in black. Our ears strained, waiting for his answer. He put both his hands on his gun. Then suddenly, his unearthly and kind voice blazed through the silence of our burning curiosity. Welcome to Canada, sir. Let me help you with your bags. Red eyes reopened, lighting up the earth with immense brightness, compassion, and humanity. The sun was reborn. I turned back, looked at the nervous eyes of my daughters, and exclaimed, "We won the games, girls! We won!" Thank you.